of the Lord. Arise, all you people of the Lord, shining the dark to brighten the whole world, that all people may see the light of God.
You are the light, you are the light.
We are the light of the whole world. We are agents of liberation,
And we are Maharis,
agents of transformation and development of humanity. With the love of God and love of neighbor, we see ourselves as one people, though coming from different towns and doctrines, we complement and strengthen each other.
you are the light, you are the light.
We are the light of the whole world. We are agents of liberation,
And we are Maharis,
agents of transformation and development of humanity. Respect for life and lawful authority, and colleagues and concern for the poor, integrity and generosity, patriotism and love for one.
you are the light, you are the light.
We are the light of the whole world. We are agents of liberation,
And we are Maharis,
agents of transformation and development of humanity. Sensitivity to our environment, and we are to self-discipline. All these people together for people's good, to renew the face of the whole world.
you are the light, you are the light.
We are the light of the whole world. We are agents of liberation,
And we are Maharis,
agents of transformation and development of humanity.
you are the light, you are the light.
We are the light of the whole world. We are agents of liberation,
And we are Maharis,
agents of transformation and development of humanity.
Welcome to Divine Voice out of Africa, Maris Vocation. Maris International Center is a center which is under CSAC, Conference of Superiors of African Continent. Today, it is a great opportunity to be with Reverend Brother Okandu from the province of Nigeria, in the north of Africa. It is also a great opportunity to be with Reverend Stephen Yemi from province of Madagascar. Again, to be Reverend Brother Jean-Pierre from the province of Patch. Brothers, you are most welcome to our Divine Voice out of Africa. Feel at home, and I wish you all the best in your journey towards holiness.
Thank you.
So by starting our conversation, I would like to start to my right hand. Ask each one who is he. Reverend Brother Okandu, this is your time.
Okay. Thank you for the invitation. I am Brother John Okandu Enyinaya Ugochukwu from province of Nigeria, West Africa. So I'm a religious brother, married brother of the schools, and also I belong to the same province at the same time. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Okay, thank you very much for this invitation and this opportunity to be with you. Me, I am Yemi Enslin Stefan from Madagascar, province of Madagascar. I am a married brother. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you very much. I am Jean-Pierre Habarurema from Rwanda, province of Pache, made of 5 countries: Rwanda, Kenya, DRC, Central African Republic. So I am very happy to be with you by this moment.
Thank you very much, and it is a great opportunity to have you around to discuss several issues concerning about marriage life and our personal affairs as far as our life is concerned. Let me starting with my question by asking Reverend Brother Yemi, what kind of family did you grow up?
Yeah, my family, first of all, is a family made of 4 children. We are 4 children of the same parents, and I am the last born of us. Our family is a simple family, and all of us we are Catholic. That is what I can say. And my parents, they are still there. They are still, all of my siblings, they are still there.
Thank you very much. Brother John, for you, what do you remember in your childhood that it is something you treasure from your parents?
Yes, I can remember the time my mom used to ask me, why didn't you go for block rosary? Because it's a society in the Catholic Church that every Catholic child must pass through. It's a kind of a stage. So we go for prayer every evening where we say our rosary, we learn catechism and the Bible and some other Catholic faith. So I used to go every day. So my mom used to ask me anytime she finds me at home, she'll ask me, why didn't you go for prayer today? So from there I can give reasons, and sometimes she would tell me this is not enough, because she knew that I used to go every day. So anytime I miss, she will ask me. And also sometimes when we have a program, she will ask me, hope you will attend the program. I will say yes, mom. And if I didn't go, she will ask me, why didn't you go? So I used to remember that question always. Thank you.
That's great. So, Brother Jean-Pierre, in Catholic Church you have various movements, various organizations of the church, for example, like charismatic. For you, which organization or movement did you belong to Catholic Church, especially to your parish?
For my parish, I was a member of Eucharistic movement group of the young ones who do different activities, but in a special way, they love Christ in the Eucharist. That is the place where I tried to be included, to be the member, and it helped me to continue to enjoy that feeling of being with the young ones and being a part of them. So even in my family, my mother is a leader, even to current by the moment, is a leader of the small Christian community. So they were used to come at home to pray. So whenever they come, I could feel still.
it is clear indication that when you look back, you can see our families played big or a great role in our becoming married brothers. For you, John, how do you think your family played a big role in your becoming married brother?
Yes, my family actually, especially my parents, they played a great role in my vocation, in my journey of vocation, starting from my childhood, because they were the one that initiated the faith in me, because it's the faith they gave me during my childhood is what I'm following, and also they were the one also that helped me to follow the right path as a child, because I could remember all the church activities that time, even especially the ones that are meant for children, they always make sure that I partake. So from there, the faith continued to grow till now. So I would say they are the one that initiated the faith in me. So thank you.
Welcome. To my left hand, what do you remember encouragement ways your parents or how your parents received your vocation of becoming a married brother?
I can say it was a joyful moment when I told my parents that I'm going to become a married brother, but very, very more happier than when I told them that I am making my first profession. So they wished to be there, but COVID became a barrier. But when I reached home for a visit, they were very happy, and they feel that it is I am like a fruit of their faith that they have nourished within me.
That's great. To brother Stephen, how did you feel after making the first profession in married brothers of schools?
Yeah, for me, after making my first profession, I felt a joy in me, because for me it is a journey, and I know it is a beginning that I made on that day, because I started, my family supported, and when I made my profession and I joined this life that I longed to be in, it was for me a joy that I belong in this. I entered this family, and from that time, can say it was like I can say I found a reason for me to live, and a reason that keep me going on and keep me moving on in my faith and in my journey as a human person and as a Christian.
That's great. They said that faith can move the mountain. It is quite inspiring to learn of how our families played such a big role to our vocation journey. Let us now move from the biological family to spiritual family, which is married brothers. For you, John, how did you start the journey of becoming a married brother?
Yes, actually, it started around 2014. I started around 2014, 2015, and before then, I never imagined myself becoming a religious brother or married brother, because I could remember when I got the calendar. There's a calendar we call Ambassador in Nigeria. It carries all the list of congregations. So I look at the one of married brothers. I turned the calendar because I said I don't want to become a married brother. But at a time, I noticed that the zeal for religious life is more stronger. So from there, I started making my application starting from 2015, when I applied to married brothers of the schools. But that 2015, I applied two times, because the first one I was given admission, but I did not resume that year. The next year, being 2015, 2016, that's when I began the journey.
That's great. For brother Yeni, where did you start your formation house?
For me, I started my formation in Madagascar, in Fenaransul, in the south part of Madagascar, where the postulancy is. There I started in 2017. Thank you.
Then from there, President Fanasua, you have the second stage, which called novitiate. The third now currently is scholastic, where you can still not the places.
Yeah. After I made my formation for postulancy 2 years in Madagascar. In 2019, after finishing the formation in postulancy, I was admitted to continue my formation in novitiate in Save, Rwanda. So I joined the novitiate in September 2019. For it lasted also 2 years in novitiate, and recently in 2021 I made my first profession in the same novitiate, and after that I joined this community where I am now, this new community where I'm continuing my formation as a scholastic.
That is a very interesting story to hear how you moved from one step to next step. To Jean-Pierre, I would like to ask you, mention 3 values that you acquired in information house.
First one is love of prayer, which even constructed me up to this moment. The second one is the love of work. After reading the life of Father Champagne and how he died, I admired his love of work. That's why I also inquired that value within me. The third one is the love of my neighbor. That one in information helped me to feel that I am in a family, that I belong, which helped me to feel that I am with my brother, even my brother, that we are living together. So that's why which values, 3 values that I acquired in information house.
That's great. In each stage or each journey, there is ups and downs. Obviously, even the formation house, I believe each one has encountered with the ups and downs. For you, Brother John, can you remember some great moment has been ups and some others has been downs?
Yes, actually, as far as there is life, there is also a challenge that goes with it. When I started my formation in 2015, October thereabout, it was our first time meeting each other, and each person comes with his own character and culture and everything, family background, so you come with your differences. So as of then, I face a lot of quarrel and misunderstanding with my fellow postulants, because then we are trying to learn each other and see how to follow each other. All the time we quarrel among us, but one thing there is that we don't fight, but quarrel, yes, is for sure we quarrel. And also from there we'll try to build our relationship with each other. And the goodness of that is that if you quarrel with somebody today, tomorrow you become a very good friend of the person. So you don't just quarrel and you continue to keep that empty between two of you. So that's what I faced earlier of my formation. So thank you.
That's great to hear how it is interesting to meet you for the people your first time, and fortunately become your friends, and you become a one family. To you, Brother Stephen, what means Mary's family for you?
For me, to be married, to belong in married family, is to have, first of all, Mary as our mother. That is, for me, the first meaning. When we say married family, is that Mary, the place that Mary occupies in our life, the role that she plays in our life is important, and to put her at that significant place is, first of all, that is, for me, the meaning to be married. And also, for me, to be married means is not only to have that Mary at that place, but is also to live her spirit and the way she lived. Like some virtue, I like very well when Champagne is saying in one of the letter that in giving us the name of Mary, that Father Champagne wants us to live our spirit. So that spirit and those virtues that Mary lives, that should be reflect in our lives. And for me, reflecting those values that signifies that we are married, belonging to that family of Mary.
Ah, that is interesting to hear how we try to journey the journey Mary journeyed in her time. Recently, Brother Stephen mentioned something touched me about the virtues. And you remember the virtues always lies in the middle. And in the marriage life, you have three virtues: modest, you have the second is simplicity and humility. We also at the same time you have the three places which really they are meaningful to our marriage life, which is the manger, the cross, and the altar. To you, what does it mean, those three places and those three virtues?
For me, when you mean about these three places, actually when I see the whole life of a human who is also a Christian. In himself or herself must have those three places as his own. Starting from the creed, I find just one significance of Christ's simplicity and humility. So seeing how Christ came and where he was born gives me the meaning that in however I live, I must be humble and simple in my way of acting, in my way of living. And reaching on the cross, myself, when I see the cross, there is one thing which constructed me when I was in novitiate. When I see the cross, I remember that also there is a resurrection. And when I see also resurrection, remember that there is a cross. So, which is, teaches me two things. In my joyous moments, I don't like to exceed more my joys, because I remember that there is also sadness. So I be with those who are happy, but also I remember that there are also those who are sad. And in my also sad moments, I don't remain there. I remember that there are a moment that I have been happy. So going to this various, let me reach first of all on altar. Here I remember the true sacrifice that Jesus gave. So when I remember even how I get more energy in Christ who is in the Eucharist, I like to see, to respect more Christ. So Christ who is in the Holy Eucharist, and there is no other place that we get him since from the consecration on that holy altar. And going on these values, I see that they help me to be a true marist, because in life we need to be humble, we need to be simple, and we need also to be live in a moderate life. That's what I can say about those 6
areas that consumers. You said it very well. And I remember that there is no Easter without Good Friday. And when you look back at the months, the years, or the days you have lived as a married brother, what would you say that these have been the pillars that have supported along your journey, moving from one step to another one? Let's start with Brother John.
Well, brother have said it all. Those virtues he mentioned are the pillars that supported my journey till today. Starting from prayer. Prayer is the essential thing in my life and is the most important aspect of my life as a married brother, because for me, without prayer, I can do nothing. And it's from prayer that I ask God to bless my effort and also to help me to reach to where He wants me to be. And also through the intercession of our Blessed Mother, good Mary, our good mother, from there I am able to reach where I am today, because I could remember, although it's a bit event that took place in my during my postulacy stage. Actually, there was a time that what we call a psychological test. So in that psychological test, if you go through that test, the chances of you to remain is 50-50. So I could remember when it was our turn to go to that test, it was so serious, and for me, I said to to God in prayer that for me there is nothing I can do. If it's your wish that I remain, then let everything work out for me. And some will say, yes, because of these things you are praying, but for me, I know it was not my first time to pray. So from there, everything worked out for me, for my own good and for the journey. And I really appreciate. And also that test also helps me also to find great self of myself, to know who I am. Because sometimes one can just be living like that, floating in the air without knowing who he is or who she is. So but with that and with the encouragement I received from that test, after visiting the brother that was conducting the test, I was able to discover also who I am, and it helped me in the journey to work towards that, because if I don't know who I am, I don't think I will reach to this extent. So thank you.
Most welcome. The prayer is the necessity of our life. For you, Brother Yemi, what has been your pillars that supported your journey from the first day you stepped in mass formation up to now?
Yeah, for me, those pillars that I can say that have sustained me in this journey. First of all, I can say my prayer. The prayer is the first one, because I know that if it's not prayer, without this faith and this prayer, my life here, it will not be meaning like marriage life or even a religious life. If without prayer, I may be like a young group of young people gathering together for their own purpose, not for religious life. So that prayer is the greatest pillar that sustained my life as a married brother, as a religious. And also those virtues of marriage, humility, simplicity, modesty, they are the pillars that sustain me to be married, because since the time that I joined this life, the time I start knowing that those are the virtues. So those are, because for me, hearing that those are the virtues of marriage is meaning for me, those are the significant traits that when I see this, I can say this is a marriage plan. So I try to acquire those virtues to take them for me. So acquiring them, they sustain me in my life, in my relationship with my brothers and fellow human beings. And that I can say they have helped me. And also one of the pillars that sustain me is my brothers, because I remember many times I found challenges. My brothers are there sustaining me in one way or another. So I can say they are also the pillar that sustain me in this life.
Ah, that's wonderful. In Kiswahili, those who speak Kiswahili do say that umoja ni nguvu, unity is strength. That's so great to champion. Obviously, there are pillars which has been boosting your journey. This journey you have started. You also can share with the audience what sustains your life to go on.
Actually, I have not very different from what they said. My first one is prayer. Your prayer life is where you get more strength, as I said earlier. And the second one is marvelous companions that I have in my daily life journey since my formation. They are the ones who helped me, very close to me, and whenever I feel like I have a question, a problem, or any something good that I may share with them, so we share the joyous moments, the sad moments, we share, then I feel lifted up. And the third one, without going far, are my parents, because my parents played a big role. So in my daily journey, when I feel they are okay, I hear that they are okay, and they ask me also, how are you? So whenever I tell them I am okay from within my heart, they tell me they are okay from within their heart. So I feel also sustained. Thank you.
Wow, that's a lot. When you compress all these beautiful and bring them together, become really the strong foundation of our journey. So you may go outside and meet with somebody, ask you, who is a married brother according to you? Jean-Pierre, who is a married brother according to you? In this time have lived, you know what it takes to be a married brother, and who is a married brother for you. A certain time one brother told me, when you meet with a brother, you will learn two things. To behave like a true brother or not to behave like a false brother. Who is a married brother?
Actually, for me, a married brother, I can say that to be a married brother is to take a very big responsibility. So in that responsibility, you have to reveal who you are by being that responsible brother. So being a responsible brother means to be a sign that others may learn from. So my presence as a brother, is it teaching something to another one? Is my way of behaving relating to a married brother's way of life? So do I reflect any married virtue or value, or I am just someone who is there, just I am religious, I say I'm religious, but there is a significance of being a married brother, which is to be a sign, a symbol that others may learn from. So being a married brother, there is also Mary inside. I reflect Mary's virtues, Marian's virtues. Do I reflect them? So there is Mary in my life. That's what I can explain as being a married brother to me.
Wow, I have learned a lot in this conversation. It reminded me my time when I was going in Sunday schools. One of the catechists told us, be careful, you may be on the Bible, some people may read. To you, Brother Yen, who is a married brother?
Yeah, for me, to find who is a married brother, I may use many words to say, but for me to be a married brother is, you can say from the call of our last general chapter, is to be a beacon of hope in this world, turbulent world. For me to come to that conclusion is to be married brother at this time that we are living in. You know how our world is the trouble in this world, but married brother through our lives, our virtue, that like simplicity, modesty, and the humility. Those virtues in the world that they have, we can no longer see it very well. But in living those virtues, we can become that hope that it is still possible to live as simple, as humble, and as modest. And also, to be a married brother is this brotherhood. I cherish brotherhood because this brotherhood for me, as in this life, where racism and the tribalism is there a lot in this world, division is there, but it coming together. I like very well the experience in this community where I am belonging now. That in turn we are from different countries and we are living together, accepting each other. So from that one, we are becoming hope for those people seeing us that it is possible to live together even we are not coming from the same family. And living together, reflecting those virtues of merit that we have acquired. That is for me signifies that we are married brother and we become a beacon of hope in our world today.
That is amazing. You reminded me that 2016 the Catholic Church released a document for a brotherhood, the gift we receive, the gift we share. And also I found it not to go far saying that a married brother should have a heart knows no bounds. For John, who is a married brother?
Okay, thank you for that question. It's so deep, but I'll try to be brief. A married brother is a person who wishes to follow Christ more closely within the church, and he does that in the footsteps of our father Champagne by emulating the virtues of our good mother, Blessed Virgin Mary. So, a married brother is a person that wishes to follow the footsteps of our father Champagne. Father Champagne is our founder. So he laid some principles for us which we are to follow, and the most important one that lies in our apostolate, in our school apostolate, is that he said, before you teach a child, you must love the child, and also before you embark on the education of the youth, you must love all of them equally. So a married brother is a person that wishes to love children equally and journey with them in life, and he does that in humility as Mary did, because the Bible told us that when she heard that her kin sister is pregnant, she went without haste to visit her. And now, so with that simplicity, not minding that she's the one to bear the son who will be the savior of the world, and that's why the church called her Mother of God. With her simplicity, she went to visit Elizabeth. So with that, we will try to follow in her footsteps, in her example. So through the example our founder laid for us. So once a person accepts to do that, he's a married brother. And also he does that in line with the institute, because you have to belong to the institute. And also you cannot just stay outside and say you're a married brother. So you have to be within the institute. So thank you.
That is really what it means to be a married brother. You have said a lot, and when you want to touch me, it's all about love. Each one has returned to the word love. And see the joy come inside, that joy of being a married brother. One day somebody told me when I was a kid, joy means Jesus, others, and yourself. I said that these things is very amazing to hear each one of us here mentioning love and joy. So there is the young ones outside who want to be a married brother. What can you tell them? So they don't hear.
For me, what I can tell the young ones who want to become married brothers, first of all, is to have faith. That faith will help them to love God. If they love God, they will be eagerly to know Him and eagerly to serve Him. So they will serve Him by loving others, as you have been saying, to be a brother is to love others and to love your neighbors, love your brothers you live with. So if they have that feeling that there is that fire within them, kindly don't despise yourself. Please have a courage and faith in God. Nothing impossible with God.
That's great. Two brothers, even young, take the young ones who want to join marriage life something.
Yeah, for those who want to join marriage life, first of all, what I can say is may have desire, but we have to trust in God, because it is the one who is calling us. We may have desire, but He's the one calling us, and He's the one to accept us in this life, and He has the way where He wants us to be. So And also I encourage, because in prayer, that is the time where we can discern the will of God in our lives. Take prayer as a pillar of your life, and communicate, talk with God with your desire, your wish to join married brothers, and discern also. Talk with the brothers to help you to discern with you that call and to help you in that way. But I insist more on prayer, because that is the pillar of our life. Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, very inspiring. We move to Brother John.
Okay.
The young one, they are eager to hear something from you.
Okay, the only thing I will tell them is that once they are determined, in fact, is individuals, once you are determined and you are convinced that you want to live a religious life by joining married brothers of the schools, what I will tell you is that you are highly welcome. The door is always open. In fact, we need more young people that will help to extend our mission to the farthest end of the world. So we are always there to accept and to welcome anyone that wants to join the marriage bride. In fact, it's something good, and I assure you that you even enjoy it for becoming one of us. Thank you.
That's great. We are a charismatic family, a global charismatic family. I think each one has the last remark. In 1 minute, Sister Kampieri, you can tell us any last remark.
My last remark is that being a brother is a sacrifice. You make a sacrifice for God's mission. So you love God, make a sacrifice for helping His people to know Him. That's my only last remark. And another addition is that we still need more young men to come to help us for carrying out this mission of God that we are doing. Thank you.
That's great to share the word sacrifice. I remember that the religious life is the life of sacrifice. And this type of sacrifice we want to sacrifice become contradictory. To young ones who are hearing our voices, they may know that it's all about sacrificing oneself. Moving to Brother Steve.
Yeah, my remark is, being a brother there is a great joy in being a brother now. There is a great value in being a brother. And I encourage those who want to join, because it may be the way for you to continue God's mission in this life, and also the way where God wants you to be, maybe the place where God wants you to be. So I encourage you to discern what you want, and if you are convinced, you are welcome. And it is, as I said, there is a great value, there is joy in it. That's why you can see many brothers joining, many people joining this life, being brother, because there is a value in it. Thank you.
Okay, as you have said, there is no approach of being called a brother. We move to Brother John.
Okay. My last remark is to thank you for this special invitation, and also to say thank you to our audience that may be listening to us. I only have to say thank you, and also to encourage the young ones also to come and embrace this life, because in fact it's a way to Christ, and if you are in this life, you will not regret anything as you join. So, and also the audience, help us also to extend this mission to others, so that more people will come to know about married brothers, so that from there they can also come to knock at our door, which is always open for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Marriage life, my heart knows no bounds. Thank you for each one of us for having honored this invitation. I don't take it granted. I know that it is all about sacrificing. And I remember that when I invited each one of you, was no hesitate to say, I will join. Thank you very much for having honored my invitation. May God bless you and continue to sustain your journey as we continue to make Jesus known and loved. To our audience, this is the Maris Vocations, Divine Voice out of Africa, a global charismatic family. As we have seen, we're together with Reverend Brother John, Reverend Brother Yemi Stephen, Reverend Brother Jean-Pierre. So continue, follow our conversation, and may God bless you wherever you are. Asante sana.